Hello, friends. We will start with the sixth chapter of Brief History from Modern India, which is People's Resistance Against British Before 1857. According to Bipin Chandra, people's resistance took three broad forms: civil rebellions, tribal uprisings, and peasant movements. We also have military revolts as a form of people's resistance. Some of the important civil uprisings include Sannyas Revolt of 1763 to 1800, the disastrous famine of 1770, and the harsh economic order of the British compelled a group of sannyasi in eastern India to fight the British yoke. Equal participation of Hindus and Muslims characterized the uprisings, sometimes referred to as the Fakir Rebellion. Anandamad, a semi-historical novel by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, is based on the Sannyasi revolt. Bankim Chandra also wrote a novel, Devi Chaudarani, as he saw the importance of women too taking up the struggle against an alien rule that posed a threat to traditional Indian values. The Revolt of Mohammarias from 1769 to 99. The Revolt of the Mohammarias in 1769 was a potent challenge to the authority of Ahom kings of Assam. Rangpur and Jorhat were the most affected region. Other civil uprisings include civil uprisings in Gorakhpur, Basti and Bharej in 1781, the revolt of Raja of Virnagaram in 1794 and revolt of Dundia in Bednoor from 1799 to 1800. Dundia organized a force which consisted of anti-British elements and carved out a small territory for himself. There was resistance from the south, that is, resistance of Kerala Varma Palshiraja from 1797 and 1800 to 05. Kerala Varma Palshiraja, popularly known as Kerala Simham or Lion of Kerala, was from Malabar region. The Kerala Varma fought against the British between 1793 and 1805. Palshiraja fought bravely using guerrilla warfare, and in 1797 a peace treaty was made. Palshiraja organized a large force of Nayars which was supplemented by Mappilas and Pathans. In November 1805, the Kerala Simham died in a gunfight at Mavilathodu near present-day Kerala-Karnataka border. There was civil rebellion in Awadh in 1799, which was headed by Wazir Ali. The whole incident became famous as the Massacre of Benares. There was uprisings in Ganjam and Gumsur in the year 1800 and 1835 to 37. In the northern circuits, Ganjam and its adjoining regions rose in revolt against the British rule. The uprisings in Palamavu occurred between 1800 and 02, and the Polygars Revolt from 1795 to 1805. The main centers of these strong uprisings were Tirunelveli, Ramanathapuram, Shivaganga, Shivagiri, Madurai, and North Arcot. The uprisings in Bhiwani occurred in 1809. In 1809, the Jats of Haryana broke into rebellion, and later there was Diwan Veluthampi's revolt from 1808 to 1809. It was later known as Kundara Proclamation. There was large-scale rebellion against the British as a result. The Maharaja of Travancore had not wholly supported the rebellion and defected to the side of the company. Veluthampi killed himself to avoid capture. Then we have the Parlikimedi outbreak in 1813 to 34. Parlikimedi, situated in the western border of Ganjam district, now in Odisha, witnessed resistance from the Zamindars and Rajas. Then we have the Kutch or Kutch rebellion in 1816 to 1832. Later we also have rising at Bareilly in 1816. The immediate cause of upsurge was the imposition of the police tax, which aroused the burning indignation of the citizens. The situation aggravated further when the police, while collecting tax, injured a woman. Later, we have the upsurge in Hathras in the year 1817 and the Paiga rebellion in 1817. The Pikes of Odisha were the traditional landed militia and enjoyed rent-free land tenures for their military service and policing functions on a hereditary basis. Bakshi Jagabandhu led a sundry army of Pikes, forcing the East India Company forces to retreat for a time. The rebellion came to be known as the Paiga Rebellion. The Pike Rebellion succeeded in getting large remissions of arrears, reductions in assessments, suspension of the sale of the estates of defaulters at discretion, a new settlement on fixed tenures, and other adjuncts of a liberal governance. Later, we have the Maghera Rising in 1818 to 1820. In 1828, it was witnessed by Ahom revolt. The British had pledged to withdraw from Assam after the First Burma War, which occurred from 1824 to 26. While withdrawing, the British attempted to incorporate the Ahoms territories in the company's dominion. This sparked off a rebellion in 1828. Later, we had the Surat salt agitation in 1840s. The government step to raise the salt duty from 50 paise to 1 rupee was the main cause of this revolt. Later, we have the Kolhapur and Sawantwadi revolt. Facing the spectre of unemployment, the Gadkaris rose in revolt, the people as well. The British authorities introduced many laws to bring the region under control. We have the Wahhabi movement, which was an Islamic revivalist movement. Later, the Kuka movement, which was founded in 1840 in western Punjab. A major leader of the movement after him was Baba Ram Singh. The Kukas wanted to remove the British and restore Sikh rule over Punjab. They advocated wearing hand-woven clothes and boycott of English laws and education and products. So the concept of Swadeshi and non-cooperation was propagated by the Kukas. In 1872, Ram Singh was deported to Rangoon. There were many peasant movements at that time. Peasant uprisings were protests against evictions, increase in rents of land, and the moneylenders' greedy ways. The first one is Narkalberia uprising. This was considered the first armed peasant uprising against the British. The revolt later merged into the Wahhabi movement. Next is the Pagalpanthis. The Pagalpanthi, a semi-religious group, was founded by Karam Shah to fight the oppression of the zamindars. The government introduced an equitable arrangement to protest these peasants, but the movement was violently suppressed. Faraisi revolt. Faraisis, they advocated radical religious, social and political changes. The sect also supported the cause of the tenants against the zamindars. Next, we have the Mopala uprisings. Hike in revenue demand and reduction of size field, coupled with the oppression of officials, resulted in widespread peasant unrest among the Mopalas of Malabar. By 1929, the Mopalas had been subdued. The peasants' role in the 1857 revolt was being considered mainly in the western Uttar Pradesh. In Awadh, the land was restored to the Talukdars and they were given revenue and other powers as well, and the peasants could not avail of the provisions of the 1859 Bengal Rent Act. Later, we have the tribal revolts. Some of the important tribal movements of mainland are Paharia's rebellion. The British expansion on the territory led to an uprising by the marital Paharias of the Rajmahal Hills in 1778. Now we have the Chuar uprising, in which famine, enhanced land revenue demands and economic distress was the main cause. These tribes people were basically farmers and hunters. They were headed by Shyam Gunjan, Durjan Singh as well as Madhab Singh. Next, we have the Coal Mutiny in 1831. The coal rebels killed or burnt about 1,000 outsiders. Only after large-scale military operations could order to be restored. The Munda uprisings from 1820 to 1837. In 1831, the Mundas of Chota Nagpur protested against the newly introduced farming revenue policy and the entry of Bengalis into the region. The Mundas in the region was being headed by Birsa Munda. The Mundas claimed Chota Nagpur as their area in 1879. British armed forces were then deployed. Birsa was captured and imprisoned. The Santal Rebellion from 1855 to 56. Continued oppression of the Santals, an agricultural people who had fled to settle in the plains of Rajmahal Hills, led to the Santal Rebellion against Zamindars. The rebellion was suppressed in 1856. Later, we have the Kond uprisings from 1837 to 1856. The Konds of the hilly tracts extended from Odisha to the Srikakulam and Vishakhapatnam district of Andhra Pradesh revolted against company rule. Chakra Bisoi was the head of this particular revolt. With Chakra Bisoi's disappearance, the uprising came to an end. Later, we have many revolts like Koya Revolt, Bill Revolt, Koli Risings, Ramosi Risings, and many more. The northeastern region also witnessed tribal movements. The first one is Khasi uprisings. The Khasis, Garos, Kamtis, and the Singpos organized an army against this. The uprisings developed into a popular revolt against British rule in the area. By 1833, the superior English military force had suppressed the revolt. The Singpos Rebellion, an uprising in 1839, saw the death of the British political agent. This was coupled with the smaller movements which arose in Mishims, the Kamti rebellion in Assam, the Lushais revolt in 1842 and 1844 when they attacked villages in Manipur. There were many sepoy mutinies occurring at that time. The first one is Mutiny of the Sepoys in Bengal in 1764, the Vellore Mutiny in 1806, the Revolt of the Grenadier Company in Assam, the Mutiny of an Indian regiment at Sholapur in 1838. All these mutinies did not spread beyond their locality and were ruthlessly crushed by the British Indian government. There were many weaknesses of people's uprisings, like they mostly arose out of local grievances. The leadership was semi-feudal in character and backward-looking. The rebellion were centuries old in form and ideological and cultural content. The methods and arms that used were practically obsolete. Because of all these reasons, the uprisings was been suppressed by the British. So with this, we comes to an end of chapter 6, that is People's Resistance Against British before 1857. I hope you all guys like this video. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.